Lots of stuff in the back pages this morning. How close is your... Oh, actually, I should talk about, first of all, lots of stories, of course, about this awful story around Tiger Woods, front page of the papers this morning. We will talk to Rupert Bell about this, I said, talkSPORT's golf correspondent. But Tiger, mostly, a lot of his stories, sadly, on the front pages, sort of one of those stories that transcends, isn't it, from the back pages to the front pages. But we'll get into that with Rupert a little bit later on and what's happened with Tiger and the car accident. But I wanted to bring your attention to this story in the Mail, actually, that you alerted me to, Cass. The EFL is broken, with clubs set to postpone combined losses of £600 million. So, how close is your club to oblivion? This is Mike Keegan, the chief sports reporter in the Mail. He says the EFL is broken, with clubs in the Championship on track to lose an average of £15 million per season, and those across the league set to post annual losses of more than £600 million, which is the paper's investigation. Shock figures highlight the desperate state of play outside the promised land of the Premier League, with the staggering sums being lost each year laid bare. So far, 14 Championship clubs have filed their figures for 24-25 and paint a stark picture. Of that group, 13 posted soaring average losses of £14 million, including league leaders Coventry, £21 million loss from a profit of £8 million, Norwich £20.7 million, and QPR £20.1 million. Preston, who've never played in the Premier League, lost £13.4 million, while Oxford lost £17.5 million.
Do you know,
this is a bad look, isn't it, Cass?
Well, especially that it's been well noted over the years that Preston have been one of the most well-run clubs in the country. You know, and they have big losses. I was shocked at West Brom. West Brom over 37 million.
37 million, yeah.
Big shock to me. And you know, you look at them, you know, languishing at the bottom end of the Championship. Look, clubs generally have debt. And what I have learned, and I remember having a conversation with Doug Ellis about this, where, you know, clubs don't make profit. Why would they make profit when they can use that profit to go and buy players? That's what most clubs do. But this is beyond buying players.
Yeah.
This is actually getting into quite severe debt to buy or gamble to try and get higher up the pyramid in football. I know the Championship clubs are the most guilty, aren't they? Because some of them invest enormous amounts of money just to get to the Premier League because the price pool is so big.
That's it. And you look at the difference between the money that you get for being in the Premier League compared to the Championship.
Yeah.
It pales into insignificance, doesn't it, really? I mean, some of these clubs have got just monumental losses that would be very concerning. But I guess that's the problem, isn't it? And that's why the independent regulator situation, are clubs now going to start bridging that gap? Are they going to get a slightly fairer slice of the pie when it comes to it? Because at the moment they are taking a lot of risks in order to try and get the Premier League promised land.
Too many clubs are rolling the dice, and they're rolling it hard. And I get you want ambition and try and get promoted. And look, money does achieve a hell of a lot, the type of players you can bring in. But when it goes wrong, I'm looking at clubs like you said, West Brom, £37 million in debt. You know, terrific football club, West Brom.
Yeah, worrying times, Shebahn.
And many others.
Definitely. Yeah.
Now, let's talk about Mo Salah, because he's all over the back pages this morning. We haven't spoken, Cass, have we, since he announced that he was leaving Liverpool? We should touch on this for sure. Jurgen Klopp paying tribute to his former player this morning in the papers. He's returning for a memorial game, a LFC Foundation event at Anfield. He says there will be a void that somebody will fill, but the specific player, Mo Salah, I'm not sure there is even another one existing out there. There are other people playing on that wing with different strengths, different qualities, but the numbers he produces are unmatched. I don't know if there was ever any player who had that. You tell him he's a winger or a striker, he says, no, I'm a winger. The numbers for a winger are ridiculous. A loss for Liverpool. Did we expect that this would come this time eventually? For Mo Salah?
I expected more of it to be mentioned or happen in the summer. He's had such a poor season, and every Liverpool fan knows how brilliant Mo Salah has been. I think it might have happened if Klopp wasn't didn't leave when he did a couple of years ago. He would have certainly, I think, changed Mo Salah at that time when the fallout happened between them, because Mo was off of an indifferent time, come back from Morocco from the AFCON, and there was obviously, you could say there was that relationship had been severed a bit, but hopefully that's just happens in football, that you can sort of, he embraced what he said is very complimentary, but what else could he say about Mo?
Yeah, it's a shame in some ways, isn't it, Shebahn? Because although he's not had a great season, it's lost to the glamour of the Premier League, isn't it, losing a name like Salah?
Yeah, no, it is a shame. You wonder where he's going to go next. I mean, he's been unbelievable, and I mentioned this actually last weekend. It's a shame to see, or was it yesterday? It's a shame to see when players are leaving when it feels negative around them. The performances are negative around them.
It's time. At big clubs, you have to go sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, you lose that big star, Steven Gerrard, or you lose a Keane or someone else. Sometimes you lose them.
Yeah.
Even at big clubs, and it's time to move on. That has happened for Mo Salah.
And just very quickly, do you think that he can play till 40? Klopp's right about that?
Oh, physically, yes, but obviously not in the Premier League. I think it's really hard in the Premier League although Dzeko scored in midweek, didn't he?
He was 40.
And there's a few of them around that get into this. Would Harry Kane get to 40? He wouldn't be far off. He's never relied on his pace. Mo does need that extra half a yard. When Mo was at his top, he had that half a yard difference, which I think he's lost certainly this season.
All over the papers this morning, Mo Salah.
Sam Stevens, thank you very much. Coming up next, the Gallagher Prem Rugby is going football mad this weekend. We'll explain how next. You're listening to the Weekend Breakfast on talkSPORT in partnership with Volkswagen Transporter. Search VW Transporter to find out more.